then.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was perfect.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
It was
Never mind
great.
me.
It
That
was
was just a guess.
hard ass, like Sarah Connor levels of awesome.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
more
geez.
better than I am now.
You were
Okay.
you are a warrior, and you proved it that week. That 48
Pretty
hours.
much.
Yeah, that was insane. I can only imagine being there. All right, here goes, everybody. Time to go. We're recording. Are we? Yes, we are. And it all starts in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to There Will Be Dungeons, episode, I don't know. Some kind of episode. 86, I think. 87, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what number we're on. All that matters is that you're here with us, listening to us, watching us, however you're catching us. Play D&D in this strange world we find ourselves in. I'm Scott Johnson with Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, of course, Kristen Ashton, and, as always, Kyle Ferguson, and baby Flynn, who is fast asleep. We're going to dive right in this week, but before we do, a look back at what happened before on There Will Be Dungeons. Kristen, take it away.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, it was a dastardly dream, or so Varel hoped. He was now in a never-ending neighborhood, followed by a floating Nash, and in convoy with a Kenku that couldn't communicate, and a kobold with a kid. However, they weren't wastes. Contemplating the courses, Squirt squired them to her squalid squat. Money mattered not. Tricks, though, were a treasure trove. A call would come later with a quest qualified to render resurrection. Now night, they returned to their room at the roadhouse, corpses kept in the kobold's cathedral. In the morning, they were mustered by priests of Paylor praying for their patronage. Downstairs, a deed for the next day was posted, promoting a BattleBots brawl with a big bounty for the booty. Varel now on a mission for money needed to muster manual material to gear up for a game they'd hardly heard of. They left to the library where Nash, mouth now made, cased customers for copies of a pro's prose on how to play. Now rejoin our heroes as they loot the library. Will Squirts to face dictionaries when diligence is deterred? Can Nash, Nothing, and Varel vie for victory? And is the meta as menacing as minions of the merriment make it out? Stay tuned for today's adventure through the secret streets and baffling beats of Sigil.
That's our cue. We're off to the races. Bo, take it away.
We return to our heroes as Squirts, Nothing, and Varel peer from behind a bookshelf in the M Fighting Library in the Great Library District of Sigil, and they're watching Nash Maggard as he bumped into a halfling reading what appears to be the only remaining copy of Kanja's S-tier guide to Big Time Smackin' Brothers professional play. And Nash has just bumped into the halfling, and Nash has attempted to ask for the book and been refused, and then he caught the title of the book, seeing that it is indeed the tome that the party is looking for. And now, Nash, you are awkwardly hanging about as the halfling sort of covers his hands on the book on the table and looks back over his shoulder at you, having just told you to make love to yourself.
Oh. All right. Did he do that last week, or is this...
He did that last week, yep.
Okay, I don't remember him being so rude.
There's this sort of awkward pause as he's covering up the book and holding it away from you, and you're floating there, blinking in your grotesqueness.
All right. I'm gonna say, whoa, easy. I'm just trying to take a look at that book you've got.
I took out the book. You don't get to look at it if I've taken it out.
Why not? That doesn't make any sense. What's the big deal if I just see it?
Because the big competition starts this weekend, and I'm trying to study up. And here you want to take up my time.
Let me see the cover.
No.
All right, let me just take a look at a page. Open it up and let me look at the page.
Sir, I've taken the book out. It's for me to look at alone. I'm not sharing with you.
I may not look like much, but I could kill you now if you don't give me that book.
Whoa. Roll an intimidation roll, please.
Sweet. First roll of the day. All right. That's going to be a 12.
He looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, right. You're just a little floating heart thing. What are you gonna do to me? I bet you I could punt you down the road. You want to take this outside?"
Yeah, put the book down and we'll go outside. Just set it over there on that table there. Persuasion?
I don't know that it's persuasion, but there's a deceptionness to it. Yeah, like it's, yeah. Deception roll, please.
All right. I can do deception.
Contested versus this character's common sense here.
11.
All right, buddy. I'm going to show you how. I've had enough of this. And he gets up and, in a huff, and he seems red. His face is already red. He leaves the book behind and begins walking towards. I'll show you who's. Ah! And he walks towards the door and he exits. Get outside! And then you hear as the glowing blue noodle at the front desk shushes everyone.
They should just be shushing him. All right, I'm gonna.
You look out the window and you see the halflings out the window yelling. He's just sort of muffled through the window.
All right, I'm going to. I'm gonna flip him off. Hold on, before I do that, I'm gonna tell. I need to tell someone that the book's there. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna float over. I'm gonna grab the book with my hand, that one hand that's hanging out the back end of my heart. And I'm going to float that over to who's closest to me of our crew here.
So keep in mind that he's looking in the window and can see you do this.
Who's closest to me of our team?
So your team, if you look around, you see your team in the library stacks, like just peering around the corner. Yep. Nothing. Squirts, Pharrell, sort of 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Looking around the corner, you see them.
I'll say. Can they hear me? Are they within like kind of whisper shout range?
Yeah, it's a very small room of a library. It's not a giant library.
I'll go, Varel, grab the book. I'm gonna go out and talk to the halfling or whatever he is. What'd you say, halfling?
He's a halfling.
Halfling. I'm gonna go. He thinks I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna go out there and distract him while you get the book. The book is right there. Get the book.
Is there a second exit to the library?
Not that you can see.
There's only the front door by the noodle?
Since it's like a small house and not like a grand library, it's a very small thing. You'd have a hard time imagining there wasn't a second door somewhere, but you don't know where it is.
Okay. I will do my all fours crawl, slink down, and grab the book in my mouth over the side of the desk, as to not be so high as to be seen through the window.
All right, stealth roll.
Ooh, I got a 25.
Nice.
All right, you are virtually invisible to any other onlookers except your teammates as you get on all fours, shimmy over underneath the desk, and then take a hand and pull the book down underneath the table.
All right. I would like to slink to the back of the library and look for some sort of rear exit.
All right. Investigation roll, please. The rest of the parties are with you. They can help or they can choose to just not.
Yeah, as Varel's sneaking, nothing is just following. Standing upright, just walking behind him.
Okay.
Yeah, freaking bird.
All right. Roll your investigation check then, please, Pharrell.
After glaring at nothing for standing in my way, I will sneak past him and look around the back for a 14.
Okay. You look through the stacks, and at one point you do see a door leading, it says authorized personnel only, and there's a handle on the door towards the back of the stacks.
Damn. Door authority. We're gonna have to go out through the front. Nothing? Can you sneak a book?
Nothing nods.
Good. I will entrust this to you. Squirts, we're leaving.
Yes, we leave now. Come, Chunks.
So, Nash, the halfling's still outside yelling at you for you to come out. He's like, "Come on out, you scaredy cat! Oh, you can't talk tough now."
All right, so I'm gonna. So these guys are gonna shuffle their way out the front door. So I will lead that procession, so it looks to him like I'm coming out to talk to him.
Okay. So everyone's shuffling out.
I assume so. If you guys want to follow me, you can.
Okay. All right. So all four of you are moving out. Do you agree to this?
Yeah, I'm going where Varel goes. So yeah.
Okay. So Nash leads the procession out the front door, and you see a little halfling standing about 3 feet tall. He's got like a sort of a jerkin on, and it has like emblazoned in it like M Sports like on it. He's kind of a fan, I think, of the genre. It's like M Fighting on the side, and there's even a little number like blazoned on the back. It's the number 14. And he's standing out there with his hands on his hips, and he's got these pants on. He's like, "All right, there, buddy, just you and me. I'm gonna show you how a real fighter fights."
Okay. Look, I'd like to apologize. I got a little heated in there. You were right. That was your book. As you can see, I don't have it. I left it in there on the table. I don't want to fight you. You seem like not only a nice guy, but probably a real contender this weekend. And I
Wait,
don't,
what?
You're better than me.
Runs up to the window, puts hand on the window, puts his face on the window. "Where's my book?" And then he runs inside. "My book is gone."
All right, we need to cheese it, I say.
To the cheese.
Good trick. We take book.
All right, so you're in sort of an open area. You can run to the left, down the road, like I would say westerly, or you can run down the road easterly. And then in between a few of the libraries across the street, there are some alleys. There's like 2 or 3 of them, different spots you could pick to run between the buildings.
Squirts, you've done a
Yes?
trick or two. Which way should we go?
We go to the alley. Follow Squirts. And then Squirts will take off into the closest alleyway.
Okay, so everyone runs down this particular alleyway, and just as you're running down, you hear the door slam open again behind you. Like, "Wait! They stole my book! They stole my book!" And then you hear the pitter patter of feet as they chase after you. And as you run down the alleyway, I assume everyone's hitting a run.
Well, except me.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, you're hitting a speedy float.
Yeah, speedy float.
A brisk float. You're moving at a brisk float down the hallway, and then you see the silhouette of the halfling chasing after you down the other end of the hallway. You hear, "Wait, my book!"
Nash.
It's not his book anyway. Yes.
No, but if we show up at the tournament tomorrow, he will report us to the authorities for stealing his book, and he'll know it's a fake. I have an idea. Put him to sleep.
Oh shit! I don't have that spell anymore.
Why not?
I guess I gave it up during one of our level ups. I dropped it for another spell.
I don't understand what you're saying, Nash, but I guess it's gone. Damn.
I no longer possess that power.
What do you have?
You hit hard on head. He sleep.
Okay. Okay. That's what we're gonna do.
Who's in charge of hitting him? I don't have the strength or the leverage.
And nothing. Can you hit for sleepies?
No.
I'll do it then. You all keep running. I will wait for him here, and I will go flush against the wall and use my chameleon skin stylings to stealth until he passes by.
Stealth roll with advantage, please.
All right. 23.
Okay, you change the color of your scales and then stand up against the wall in a place where it isn't obvious that you're doing that within his eyesight, sort of maybe behind a pillar. So you move into the back, you become stealthed, and then your friends, you hear them rush off, except for Nash, whom you can't hear because he's floating. And then you hear the pitter patter of the halfling running, going, "Wait, my book! Someone help!" And then he just broaches the area where you're in, where you can see him in front of you, but he doesn't see you, and he's running. You must act quickly.
All right, I recklessly attack him for non-lethal damage to the face, to the head.
Okay, like is this an up bop or
Yeah,
a face
just like
bop?
I just want to smack him, bop him.
All right,
a good
make an
one.
attack roll, please.
It is recklessly a 21.
Roll damage dice.
Nine points of damage.
Okay. So you smack him in the head, and his neck just goes a little bit in like this uncomfortable crack, and then he sort of spins and falls down and barrel rolls, and then his body's not moving on the ground.
All right, I'll scoop him up and run to catch up with my team.
Okay. So you scoop up his limp body into your hands, and you begin running down the road. All right. The folks ahead in the ahead team, where are you heading? Do you have a direction in mind?
We're following
Yeah, we're following Squirts.
Squirts.
Okay,
Of course,
Squirts.
is leading them back to her cathedral, not cathedral, but her where her priest is.
Oh, you're going back to where the priest is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know that maybe it's not always quite exactly in the same place, so you've got to sort of figure this out in your mind where you think it is.
Cool. Well, I'll keep running as I figure it out, which I guess is a brisk walk to everyone else.
Sure thing. All right, so you make a brisk walk, and you move up, and you see that there's another street. Now the halfling is now quiet. There's no more yelling or chasing, and on this particular street, you're again in the library district, so you see a few, monk-like characters holding books, having book bags, walking around. Now there's a way to go left and a way to go right, and then there's further alleys between further buildings across the way.
I'll try and lead everyone to where the church is via alleyways.
Okay. So you move through another set of alleyways, and then you think about, wanting to return to the church. And as you rush across the street into another set of alleyways, you come to a T-junction, and you look to the right, and you see that the cathedral door is at the end of this alley.
Yes, come! Squirt spring to safety!
Okay, so as everyone else rounds the corner, they see the same sort of building that they saw the last time they entered into this place, but somehow in a different part of town. There is a, cement. It's an undistinct cement building. Doesn't look like a cathedral. Big, heavy cement doors, patterned exactly the same way that you remember it. The large face on the front, in a stunned sort of position.
Yes, go in.
Okay.
And Squirts will make the fart noise at the door, get it to open up.
Okay, you make the fart noise at the door, and the door goes, and the large cement slab opens up very slowly, but then opens up a crack and allows you to enter.
Yes,
Nothing.
come, friends. Come inside.
Nothing in Nash, are you?
Yeah, I'll float in.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Keep going.
I assume the fart is like that.
Probably.
It's a little different every time.
Okay.
Sometimes it's juicy, sometimes it's dry. You never know.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
Okay. Varel, you round the corner, seeing your friends in the distance. You see that they're entering into this doorway again. With the halfling in your hands, do you run this direction?
Yep, I enter.
Okay, so you follow behind, go inside, and the door closes behind you with a heavy, like you can hear cement scraping on cement, like a, and then it closes. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you are again in the cathedral hall with pillars on either side, pews leading up to a stage where perhaps some sort of priest or father or some spiritual leader would be given a speech, but of course nothing's happening in here. It's just quiet and dark. And then behind you, that sort of very skinny looking human priest is there and goes, "Squirts, you're back so soon."
Yes, we need to play another trick. The memory on this one, need to erase some of it. And then she'll point to the halfling.
Has anyone checked to make sure he's not still alive? He's not dead, is he? I know he was non-lethal force, but it cracked and he's been limp ever since. I'm just a little concerned.
Somebody can perhaps check him.
I'll voice that concern. I'll go, hold on a minute. Someone make sure Varel didn't kill him. Take his pulse or something.
I'll pick up his whole body and hold it to my ear like a telephone. And medicine check.
Yes, that's right.
14.
You hear blood pumping throughout his veins.
Okay.
You may have injured him a little bit, but not severely. He's fine.
He's fine.
All right, go ahead. Squirts, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Nope, Squirts is gone.
Oh.
You look around for Squirts and you don't see Squirts anywhere.
Squirts is back.
Oh, Squirts is here. Squirts is here. Squirts always here. Squirts always listening.
I forgot we're having Squirts do. Oh, she was going to try to... what was she doing? You were doing something to him. Waking him up. Oh, no, putting him to sleep. I don't remember what you were doing.
We need to erase his memory.
Oh, that was it.
So he remember the book. And then we leave him in streets.
Whoa, wait. Whoa.
No idea where it is.
No.
Funny trick.
Squirts. I respect your dominion over these abilities, but I was thinking we would merely leave him with the book once we had read it. And he would...
But then he no compete. One less competitor. Easier victory.
Mm-hmm.
You have a point. Okay, how do we perform such magic?
We ask priests. Priests might know. And then Squirts will look at the human priest excitedly.
Okay. Let's see here. I am just checking some alignments. Okay. Thanks. Just making sure. All right. The human looks to you and says, well, if you think so, if Kittigree would agree to do this for you, we shall ask. And you make your way back to the antechamber in the back as he guides you in there, and the goblin Susu is sitting there and he goes, What?
Great. One of those.
And the human goes, forget me powder we need. Okay! And then he gets up and he opens the door and he peeks in and he says, Squirts need forget me powder! And then he opens the door and he beckons you back in. And as you enter the rear room, followed by the human behind you, you see the Birdman, Kittigree. He's seated on one of the two benches in front of a library of books, old, wet, and dilapidated. And he looks up again and he says, You're back so soon.
Yes, we need to forget. We need halfling to forget book and competition.
You need forget me powder?
Yes.
And he opens up he's got like he opens up his robe. You see, it's like, like an arcade guy with a bunch of quarter things. I don't know what you call them, but instead of quarter things, instead of quarters, it's like, looks like there's reagents in each of the thing. And he looks down at his belt and he goes, chink, 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 chink. And in his hand, he lets some flower petals into them. He's like, okay, crush these and give to your forget me man.
Yes,
and he gives you the petals.
Yes, all right, time to crush. And Squirts will put the petals on the ground and start stepping on them
Yes, yes,
until they're
yes.
crushed.
Yes, yes.
And then she'll,
yes,
once
yes,
it's
yes.
crushed,
Crush the petals.
yes, and keep crushing it until they're a fine powder, clearly mixed with a lot of the dirt that's on the floor as well. And
Sure.
then
That's
bring
fine.
the powder over to the halfling.
Okay. You must make drink. Make drink. Make drink. Give the drink.
Oh, drink. Yes, drink. Squirts will set down chunks and take out the salt shaker and pour the salt that was in the salt shaker on the ground and start spitting into the salt shaker and add some of that forget-me-not dust into it. This is going to take a little bit to produce enough spit, so Squirts will realize this about 10 minutes in and then look up at Varel and maybe Nash, who might be a little wet, and nothing, and then hold up the bottle. Spit! All spit!
Spit dash. Spit.
I don't know if I. All right, I'll try, and I'll take that weird distended mouth thing and try to conjure up Nash saliva for the cause.
Okay, you're able to spit as you normally would as a human. Pretty normal mouth.
All right.
Anyone spit else?
Well, I have just learned that birds can spit thanks to the show and me having to Google. So yes, follow helps spit into the bottle.
Bird spit.
Salt
gross.
shaker. Okay. And Kittigrew help too. And then he walks up and he goes, what doing? What doing? What doing? What doing? And he sort of does this sort of what doing? What doing?
I will stand back watching this.
No help?
I've never missed Stanley so much.
And then Kittigrew looks to the human. He says, "Can you get me a glass of water, please?" Yes.
No, wait, hang on.
If
he has water-
close the top and start shaking the powder with the spit. All right, time for halfling drink. And then she'll hold the potion up to the halfling's mouth and try and pour it in.
All right. When you pour it, it's because it's a salt shaker. It sort of sprays out like a shower head into his mouth. And eventually ends up in his mouth. Doesn't seem to want to swallow, though. You're going to have to get a swallow action going.
Oh, let's see. We must make swallow now. And then Squirts will start massaging the halfling's throat.
Okay. Medicine check.
All right, it's an 11.
Yeah, okay, so you massage it, but you have kobold fingers. So they're sharp and razor, and you end up putting a whole bunch of cuts on his neck and just making the skin really dry. But eventually you massage it so that it goes down. But he's like pretty vandalized on his neck in terms of cuts and stuff.
He's razor burn. He think he cut himself. It's funny. And then Squirts will start putting dirt back into the salt shaker so she has a little rattle for chunks.
Well, there you go. Now he will forget. Thank you for the water. And he licks the water from.
And how much will he forget?
Some. Not an exact science. Not an exact science.
Is it a time
But
thing?
I'm glad you've come back. I didn't think I would see you till tomorrow, Squirts. But I'm glad you found your way back to me.
Yes, Varel.
You remember? You remember like a couple? How long ago was it? Was it like? It was earlier today that you were here, right?
Yeah,
It
same
would have
day.
been yesterday because we slept at the inn.
Oh,
It was
right.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's right. In the morning, the priest of Palor came to offer you job and support and stuff. Okay. I'm glad you've come back so soon, because I've I've had a great conversation with Kindegree. We found the one we will trick, that we will make great humiliation of.
Yes, yes.
Do you wish to
Woo,
know?
woo.
Well, he is a human man who's very young. Yes, and he has become the premier expressionist of his craft. He is the envy of all others who participate in this realm. But he is quite young, and he is quite arrogant, and he believes it is his destiny to be so great. But the truth is, he is not that good. And we will humiliate him. And it just so happens that I believe you know who I speak of. Speak of.
Maybe. Squirt's not know too many humans.
But you know, you have the book of this human. I see the book in the hand. Varel has the book.
Pharrell, you have the book?
I gave it to nothing, but I know where this is going.
Oh, I thought that was Varel and that was nothing. He points to you, nothing, and he says, "You're not Varel."
Nothing.
Well, nothing has the book. Someone has the book. I saw a glimpse of the book. It's
Nothing.
Kenja. Okay.
Nothing pulls out the book.
Kenja is a great competitor in the fighting scenario of this place. He thinks he is so great. He has not lost a competition in 10 years. I think that we should humiliate him.
Yes. We were on robot.
Now, what would be humiliating to someone like Ganja?
Hold on, Nash is confused. Who is Ganja's this guy here? The halfling?
Ganja is the author of this book that you
Oh.
obtained from the library.
Okay.
He's the greatest marionette fighter in all of Sigil. He thinks he is the best at it, but what if Varel were to dethrone him? A noob player who has never played before.
I have bad news for you, Bird. Varel only plays by the rules.
That is okay. That
He's
is okay.
honorable. He's not going to cheat his way to the top of anything.
No cheating, of course. But tricks are not cheating.
No, Trick's not cheating. Not cheating.
Tricks are not cheating, and we have many tricks. Varel, you are silent. Do you not wish to compete in the marionette fighting, or has my conversation with Kittigree been wrong?
No, we plan to become very rich by reading his book. How would we defeat him without cheating?
Not cheating. Tricks.
So explain the tricks, Bird.
Well, there are a great many competitors there tomorrow. So I have a way to be a part of the competition tomorrow. As each round is decided who will fight who, I will ensure that Varel receives the easiest of combatants to fight.
Varel, does that sound like cheating to you?
No, Chunks. Chunks, be quiet. We good. No, that should be easy for Varel. Fight easies.
Yes.
Varel. Not cheat.
Var-
Tricks.
Pharrell will fight easies. I will make sure it happens. And then what Squirts can do, Squirts, you can make sure the competitors that he faces get sick.
Yes, yes,
It's not cheating if a competitor gets sick.
yes, my bite worse than my bark. Yes.
Some people get sick, and then they can compete as well. And so we'll make sure that people get sick. And then he opens up his cloak again, and in the palm of his hand, he puts a stack of about 16 little cylinders. They look like very tiny syringes. Squirts, here you go. 6
Yes.
sticks.
Oh, 6 sticks, thank you. Yes, yes. We get so many people sick.
You have to be careful you do not get caught. There are many rules there, and then the trick is no good if you get caught.
No one pay attention to me. Squirt's too small.
So do not make just anyone sick. Find out who Varel is competing against, and then make them sick. So they can't play as good.
Yes, yes. Sound good. Sound good.
Yes. Not cheating. Tricks.
Tricks.
Remember, the most important thing is we humiliate Kanja. And what would be more humiliating than a new player defeating all of the competition, including him, throwing all of his supposed knowledge about the game out the window? I see you have his treatise. No one will want to read that after Varel defeats him. Yes?
Sounds like cheating to me. Which,
Tricks, not cheating.
by the way,
Tricks.
I'm not opposed to quote unquote tricks. I use my one hand with a little finger quote.
Remember, you came to me for aid to help resurrect your friends. I need a great humiliation. So you may find it troublesome to do tricks. But how else are we to appease the god of humiliation without some humiliation?
Very well. We will undergame this game.
Good, 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 good. It will be a great humiliation. The tears of Kanja, I can taste them now when he is at the finals and he loses and he begins to cry, and I will be there, fly, flap, 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 and then I will lick his tears. Oh, they will be delicious. Kid Degree will love them.
Right. Okay. Well, we've made a plan. We must ready for the games tomorrow.
Yes, ready for games. Ready for games.
Excellent. Well, Nash, nothing. Shall we go?
Don't forget your sleepy halfling.
Right. Yes, we will deposit him somewhere safe. With
Okay.
unknown amounts of memories.
You do good, Squirts.
Yes, yes. Best tricks. Best tricks.
Well, ta-ta for now. I'll see you tomorrow on the field of battle. Ta-ta for now. All right, and with that, you're allowed to leave, or you can stay. Kid Agree moves sort of back to his bench and sits down and opens a book and begins reading it.
Hate these birds so much. I freaking hate them. All right.
The Squirts will start to lead them out back toward the library district to drop off the body.
Yeah.
Okay, so you end up exiting. The goblin Susu says, "Bye for now," and then the
Bye.
weird, deranged human priest goes, "It was nice seeing you again, Squirts." And then
Yes,
you make
you
your
too.
way out make your way out the front door and walk down the alleyway. And as you walk back to the T junction, you look down to the left and to the right of the alley. You see they both lead to streets, and you turn around to look at the way you came to go back to the church, and it's just a wall that's there, and there's no alley.
Right. Okay. That happened, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
We should deposit this halfling back near the library. Should he awaken with some memory of where he was.
Okay. So the party, in agreement, makes its way quietly, down the alleyways again, so as not to be spotted, holding sort of what looks to be maybe a corpse there. And as you get close to the library, you lay him gently on the ground.
On the steps, kind of prop
On
him
the
up.
steps right in the front of the library.
Yeah, well, not so that the door hits him, but, to the
Yeah.
side of it. So when he awakens, he is perhaps thinking he got his butt beat, or who knows how far back we deleted.
And
All
I'd
right.
like to
Well, you
I'd
put
like
him
to
down.
scan the area for anyone who watches us do this. Just I don't want anyone seeing us do this.
Well, it is broad daylight, so as you put him down in the front area, there are people who see you, but there's kind of a New York vibe in that you're probably doing something weird, but nobody gives a crap, it seems like. as you kind of do these things, there's just like you do them, and people see you putting them down there gently, sleeping, and nobody interferes.
Okay.
All right. Squirts, do you require any preparations for your tricks?
We need competitors. Need to know who you fight.
So we need to obtain the list. How would we go about doing that?
Participate in the games?
Yes, that guy. What was... Never mind, you have no additional information, but that was helpful. What was his name? Where is he located? Is there an M Fighting League center of some kind?
Well, there's where you went to go sign up, remember?
Yes, but that was... Wait, that was this morning. Okay. So we need to obtain a copy of the list. All right. Squirts,
Yes.
shall we go trick the signer upper?
Yes. We trick everybody.
Just the signer upper. And we'll head that way.
All right, so you make your way back to the gym district where the signups were for it, and you see that there's again still a little lineup out this small sort of house built. It's more of a house where signups are taking place, and you still have the address because it was on the the document that you took for it. Yeah. Oh, and you also went to the Coliseum. You went to the Coliseum itself.
Yes,
Remember? Yeah, so you're going to the signer upper and not the gymnasium.
correct.
Got it. So, okay, you make your way to the signer upper, and you see that there's a lineup around outside the door, about 7 or 8 people. You can't see in the building, but you know the signer uppers are in there.
Okay. All right. We need to make a plan. We need to get the lineup. We need to get the gladiatorial lines that eventually establish who will fight who, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Who would have those? How do we get them?
My guess is, I don't know what we're calling them. The signer uppers. They have the list. I don't think they give that to people willingly, or maybe it's posted somewhere. I can float overhead and see if I can see a posting of the competitors. Do you want me to try that?
Yes. Do that.
All right. So I'm going to float over those 8 to 7 people you mentioned. Try to do so, not stealthily, but out of everyone's way. I don't want to bother anyone, and I want to see if I can see somewhere inside the place if there is a posting of the competitors or any kind of list of names.
Okay, perception check, please, as you look around
All
inside
right.
the house for information.
16.
All right. So you sidle on up past the line and peer into the house to look around, maybe get a bit of altitude so you can see over some heads. And you look into the room and see that there are 2 tables and there's sign-up tables going on. There appears to be a lot of paperwork there. There's nothing really posted on the walls. The walls are bare, so any information they have, they're keeping them stored at their desk, probably under in a drawer underneath, sliding the papers into a box underneath their desk.
All right.
And then the rather large orc-looking dude goes, "Hey, get in the back of the line."
Sorry, got confused, and I'll float back and tell Varel what I saw or what I didn't see.
Okay.
Well, then those are just the names, and the lineup hasn't been made yet, so we'll have to address that in the morning.
Now there was some implying, I think, on the part of Kittigree that Squirts might poison them once she knows who you're facing, basically.
Okay.
Tomorrow at the match, potentially. It was implied. That doesn't necessarily mean your plan is bad. I just, in case I wasn't clear,
All right. Then we read the book. We prepare for battle.
Okay, so where would you like to read the book?
Yeah, we don't
Right
really.
there in the street.
We need a.
Yeah.
We need
Nothing is produced the book and is holding it out to Varel.
Put that down. Everyone here might get very excited.
Nothing puts the book down on the ground.
No, nothing. All right. And I look at Nash, who has no pockets, Squirts, who is too small. Nothing. Pick the book back up. Put it back in your storage containers. We will return to the inn where we will read it in secret, over a delicious lunch, perhaps. Then, we shall discuss it and make our strategy.
Nothing nods, picks up the book, tucks it in a backpack.
All right. Back to the inn then, everyone.
All right, so you guys make your way back to the inn, to the Soggy Feather, that is, making your way down roads back to familiar territory. You enter in, and it's getting to be afternoon. You see there's a rather large lunch crowd in there as you open up. There is a table in the corner that's free that can fit all 4 of you, as well as there's seats at the bar. Bill's back there, just being Bill, making drinks, especially coffees with arcane spice in them.
Let's make our way upstairs, and we will read the book in the comfort of our executive suite.
All right, you push your way past tables and chairs and make your way to the steps. Bill gives you sort of a nod, and you make your way into your executive suite.
I'll give him an awkward Toodles hand back.
Okay. Toodles it is.
All right, back in the room. Nothing? Take out the book.
Nothing produces the book.
All right. We need to extract as much knowledge from this as possible. And, knowing that he is our primary opponent, we must find errors in a game we do not understand. Is everyone ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
And I'll walk over to the table and I will open the book on the table, all of us gathered around like a nice portrait, and we will begin flipping pages.
Okay, so all of you begin reading together over each other's shoulders, trying to understand the tome. Now, through all this, with the basic, you got the basic rules as part of the handout, as well as this book. You're able to piece together the following: that Big Time Smackin' Brothers is a marionette fighting competition, and your marionette, it's a 1v1 competition. Each marionette is controlled by a happy stick, and basically the happy stick has a stick for left, right, up, down, up to jump, down to duck, and then you have a series of 4 buttons, and one is quick punch, one is heavy punch, one is quick kick, and one is heavy kick. You're able to block, and if you successfully block attack, you have a chance of gaining rush, speeding up your next attack. Now, there are 2 ways to lose at Big Time Smackin' Brothers. One is to have your hit points be depleted to 0. And if that's the case, your character dies and the opponent wins. And the other way is if the opponent's stagger meter hits 100, you can use a big time smackaroo to knock him into the stratosphere and auto win on a stagger win. So there's every character has access to all of these moves. Now, the other thing that you notice is that you can be dazed, which means that you're not allowed to attack back while the enemy pummels you, but you can make a combo breaker saving throw if you're hit 2 or more times while dazed. Finally, the last little bit of rules that you learn here is that there is an armor class, and that being able to hit the opponent is reliant on your ability to be dexterous. So you being talented as well matters, not just the hero. Now, the book you end up reading it goes into a lot of details about what's the ideal way to play the game. That there are certain meta picks and strategies that are better than others, and without being specific about it, the techniques involved in winning a match. So, as a result, reading this book and fully understanding its strategies will require 6 hours of reading. Are you committing to this full 6 hours of story time?
I am.
All right.
That doesn't mean everyone has to.
All I can do is float. It's cost me no money or effort to do anything else. I'll just float and look and read.
Okay. So you can just write this on a piece of paper, but what you can do is you can now add the skill M fighting or marionette fighting to your list of skills. You can just write it down with a pen somewhere and have it, and you can now add your dexterity modifier to the attack rolls you make while doing it. Now, you are not skilled because you can't just read a book and automatically be skilled without more practice and apprenticeship, but you do now get your dexterity bonus as a result. So hopefully you guys have a dexterity bonus. Is it 0 for you, Varel, or is it you get something out of it?
No, I got a 2.
All right,
0
perfect.
for me. I got no dexterity bonus.
Would this count as an effect of which I am not incapacitated against?
Huh?
Let me look at the feature as a barbarian. Danger sense. You have advantage on dex saving throws against effects you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Yeah, so it would work on your combo saving throw.
Sweet.
Now, the combo saving throw doesn't actually benefit from your character sheet at all, but it is a saving throw.
Okay, cool.
So it has to do with your reaction time. Okay. So 6 hours goes by. Everyone gains the benefit of being able to marionette fight now.
Cool.
It feels like it's getting to be nighttime or dinner time. Everyone's starting to get pretty hungry, considering they haven't eaten yet today.
Well done all. Well read. We should feast and rest our minds.
Does Nash get hungry?
Yeah.
I have no body.
You do.
Okay. So,
Just it's smaller than normal.
yeah, but I mean, so there's a stomach in my heart somewhere? Like all that stuff's good?
You don't know. You just know that you feel hungry.
Okay.
Without dissecting you to see exactly how it's working in there, you really don't know what's going on.
All right. Well, I'll say, I don't know how this is possible, but we should eat. I'm hungry.
All right. You guys make your way back down to the inn.
Yeah, let's go to the inn.
Okay. So the party then, after having read the book, is now voracious and make their way back down to dinner. The dinner time place is emptied out quite a bit. There isn't actually any customers in there right now. It's very quiet. Bill's there doing Bill things like cleaning up some dishes, wiping off his bar. He goes, "Hey, Pharrell, you're back."
Yes, and I've got my head in the book still. I'm looking through the characters, trying to decide which one I'm going to play as.
Well, that's an interesting take on things.
What is Bill?
Well, you've landed here in Sigil without a penny to your name, and the plan is to win an M fighting championship. It looks like, if you ask me, seems like a bit of a long shot. I just want to see you land on your feet, buddy. I don't mean defense.
None taken. You posed me with some interesting quandaries, though. It seemed bounty hunting was not a noble profession, and the pit fighting did not reach my goals either.
Yeah. I know it sucks. It's hard to hear, especially if you say that you're a king from some other kingdom. That really your best bet's probably to go help dig some ditches. Or be a blacksmith's apprentice. You got the arms for it. Steady income. That's how you do it. But anyways, you never know. You may get lucky and win the M fighting competition. But let me tell you, there isn't anyone who doesn't know who this Kanja guy is. He's only in his 20s, and he's won the big time Smack'em Brothers tournament like 10 years in a row. Nobody can beat him. So if you're thinking you're going to win the prize pool, you got a really stacked competition against you.
I am aware. I am taking certain precautions.
Yes, precautions, Varel. And then Squirts will giggle to herself.
Well, all right then. Hey, man, it's your 3 days. I just, I like you, Vorel. I hate to see somebody maybe wasting their time on something when they could be, doing something good. But it's just me. Don't let me tell you how to live your life. You do what you got to do.
Thank you, Bill. I am moved by your gesture, and I have no doubt that I could procure one of your menial jobs in a short amount of time should I fail.
I think so too. I'm probably being concerned for nothing. You had fun at this M Fighting Championship. They don't probably have marionettes where you're from. What a delight. Can I get you anything to eat?
Yes. We are hungry and we would like to feed.
All right, what do you want?
Well, I'm running out of vouchers slowly, but please, whatever is available is fine by me.
All right, well, we got chicken and pork super stew. You want that?
What makes it
Chicken.
super? What's super about it?
Well, it's super because my wife Pam makes it, and she's super. And whatever she makes is super. It tastes good. It's just a name to help sell it a little better. Because everywhere you go, they got chicken and pork stew. But only the Soggy Feathers got chicken and pork super stew. It's got a little special ingredients. We have Pam's uncle used to make it a certain way. It's a family thing. She won't even tell me what's in it. But it's good. I like it.
It'll serve us well.
Nash, you want some super stew?
I'll have your super stew, and it better be super.
Squirts, can I take you down for an order?
Yes, one for Chunks too.
Okay. Nothing.
Super stew.
All right, let's do that. So you got your voucher, you and Nash, but that'll be 5 copper a bowl for nothing. Squirts and Chunks will feed him for free, so 10 copper.
Who has money?
Squirts will search her pockets and pull out some rusty bottle caps.
Squirts, that ain't copper. I need copper.
Tricks, yes. Okay.
You can't pay for
Squirts.
food with tricks, Squirts. I need copper.
All right, Squirts will search around and find some copper.
Okay, thank you. Chunks is chatty.
Chunks likes stew.
All right, so do you give him 5 copper or
Yeah, I'll give him 5 copper.
nothing? I need your 5 copper, or am I putting it on your tab?
Tab.
All right.
You should put it on his Bill. Get it? Nothing? Because you're a bird. Get it? You're not a duck, but you're a bird.
I take back what I said about you being nasty. You're kind of funny guy. I thought you were a little baby, but now that I'm over that, you're not too bad. You have a good sense of humor. All right, Pam. Pam, get... He takes the little ticket with the... I need 5 bowls of super stew. All right. You guys want anything to drink with that?
What do you have?
Well, we've got mead. I got coffee. And this thing called orange juice.
I'll have the orange juice.
Varel?
I'll have what Nash is having, and continue reading my book.
Okay. 2 orange juices. Nothing. You want something to drink?
Mead.
Okay. Squirts.
No, we just eat. We eat.
Okay. And then he goes and he gets 2 orange juices for Varel and for Nash and a mead for nothing. All right. And the bowls don't take long to come out. After about a few minutes, the bowls come out. And you guys sitting at the bar or at the table? At one of the tables.
Tables.
All right. Very good.
I mean, I'll just be floating, but yeah.
All right. So Varel's lost in study, and the rest of you begin eating your dinner plates. And nothing. Sort of twinge in the air. There's some sort of electricity or change in the atmosphere. You feel that something is coming.
Nothing immediately drops the food, looks around, and moves to the darkest corner she can find.
Okay.
Casually, not like a run, but just like almost like I forgot something over here.
All right. And then as you do that, the door opens up. And a human man walks in. Now, this guy's also kind of skinny. He's wearing a vest and striped pants. He's got a sort of a bull hat on the top of his head. And there's a mop of brown hair. And you know this person immediately. But he doesn't see you from the corner. And he walks up to the bar. And he sits down and he pulls up a seat. And he says, "I'll take a mead there, lad." And then Bill, he puts down like a couple of copper on the bar, and Bill gets some mead, pours it into a mug, puts it on the bar for him. And then this person says, "You haven't happened to see a bird around here, have you? A birdman?" And then Bill looks around, looks over at you, and then he nods over to the corner where you're sitting. And this man with the bull hat turns to you, and then he smiles, and his smile is nothing but gold and diamond teeth. As he looks over and he smiles, he's like, "Ah, there you are, birdie." And that's where we'll take our break.
Oh man.
Man. All right.
Nice.
These freaking
All right,
birds
so
are going to
we'll
get us
see
in
each other
trouble.
in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep. Everyone go pee. Do what you got to do. We'll be right back. Whoops. There you go. Be right back. And we won't be long. So stay with us. We'll be right back.